Hafide sports fans, I'm Patrick Luan from GSPN. I am joined by Robert Balhaja, sports director. We have a big show today on store. We have professional basketball players Morgan Aiken and Willie Stinnett in studio. But first, we're going to talk about some big news in local sports, starting off with the Olympics, the announcement coming out from the GNOC. The chef de mission, Joey Miranda, made the announcement last week. 5 athletes will be making their way to Rio de Janeiro this summer to represent Guam in the Rio Olympics. We're going to start with a no-brainer, Robbie, with speedster, record holder, female sprinter, Regine Tagati.
Yeah, it's great for Regine to be going out to the Olympics. She deserves it very much. Great that the all the disputes that GNOC's had with the Track and Field Association, that they were actually able to send a couple of speedy runners. And when you're talking about speed and running, we've known this firsthand. We challenged her to a race, we lost. So Regine Tagati, just an amazing athlete. She's had an amazing year, amazing final year of track and field, and she gets to top it all off before she goes to college to head to Rio and represent Guam.
Amazing. Congratulations to Regine. Probably not going to be your last Olympics as well. Still young enough to make it multiple visits to the Olympic Games. The other track athlete is Joshua Illustri. He's the 2012 valedictorian from GW, and middle distance he does around the 800, the 1500, and then recent competitions he was part of the 4x400, 100 meter hurdles, and also still doing the 800.
Yeah, so Joshua is coming in into the Olympics as a little under the radar guy. I mean, a lot of the running community is very aware of who Josh Illustri is, but to the public, not so much, because this is going to be his first Olympics like Regine, but Regine has had the national spotlight on her ever since she's been breaking records. And Josh comes in as a little bit of a dark horse, but well-deserved for him. He got 2 gold medals and a silver medal in the regional Mariana Track and Field Championships in Pohnpei just recently. So he's coming off medals too. So a big I guess outing for the sprinters and runners in this Olympics for Guam.
We have 2 swimmers that are no strangers to Guam sports and to the international competition. We're starting off with former Olympian and making his return to the Olympic Games, Benji Schulte.
Yeah, Benji is a year-round trainer for swimming. I remember doing a story on him prior in the previous Olympics, and he said this is just a lifestyle for him. He wakes up every single day. His parents are with him every step of the way. So he literally trains year in and year out for big events like this. So he is through and through just a Olympic style bred for at least swimming here on Guam, and he's probably the best known swimmer here on Guam that we have, especially at a young age.
Speaking of Benji, you are officially challenged by Jay Leongro, GSPN reporter. He wants to take you on a spin around the pool, so to speak. So we'll keep an eye out for that one. The other swimmer that's going to be representing Guam, again, no stranger to international competition. This on the female side with Pilar Shimizu.
Pilar Shimizu, the 2014 I believe, athlete of the micro games, the female athlete of the micro games in 2014, and that alone just says everything you need to know about Pilar. She's been competing in high-level international races for swimming, and this is not her first Olympics, so she's probably one of the more veteran Olympic attendees here that we have on Guam.
Finally, our 5th and final athlete that will be representing Guam is cyclist Peter Lombard. Again, no stranger to local fans. He's a multi-national champion for both road cycling and mountain biking. 40 years old, he's making his effort. He's an eye doctor, valedictorian at the Naval Academy. Smart guy. And but congratulations to him. He will be representing Guam in Rio this year.
Well, Peter Lombard's obviously the oldest of the bunch that are going, but when it comes to veteran, there's probably no veteran. He probably has the same amount of years in biking as all of these other kids do combined in their own sport.
Well, congratulations to all 5 athletes. We'll be featuring all of them individually as we lead up to the games this summer. And that's on GuamSportsNetwork.com, along with a bunch of other local sports, Purebred Academy promoting 7 or make that 8 new black belts. That's awesome for them, as well as a feature on the 5K, the voice of the 5K, as we call it, radio disc jockey Kyle Mandapad. Very funny guy. Read his story. It's a find out what his personal 5K time is. I think that's pretty cool that he shared that with us. So that's all on GuamSportsNetwork.com. We'll be right back. Our first guest, Morgan Aiken. Stay right there.
モーガン・エイケンと言います。今は GSPN を見てます。ありがとうございます。
Hot summer cool deals only at Triple J Auto Group. Receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase just in time for summer spending. Get unbelievable deals on remaining 2015 and all new shipments of 2016 models. Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $98 per paycheck and used cars as low as $85 per paycheck. Get pre-approved instantly at carsguam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Hafude, and welcome back. We have our Japanese pro basketball player Morgan Aiken in the house. Thank you, Morgan, for joining us. Great pleasure to have you with us here on GSPN. Congratulations once again on your pro rookie season with the Tokyo Sun Raves. It's not spelled that way. So go ahead and first off explain the spelling of the team and how people kind of get caught up with the pronunciation of that.
So I guess for like the Japanese, it kind of looks cool with the Q and like the symbols. But yeah, the Americans are like, is it Sync Reves? Because it's spelled that way. But then no, like our coaches and like our team president was like, no, it's Sun Raves. So we're like, oh, okay, we'll just go with that and never mind the spelling. Yeah.
So yes, Morgan Aiken stands at 5'7", and he's got a slam dunk reel on YouTube that you can check out. And I'm sure people say, how in the world do you get your hops like that?
To be honest, people always ask me what my workouts were, and then my thing is I never really worked on my legs. It was just I used to always just jump for the rim, like since I was a 7th grader, and then like with progression, it's just I kind of eventually got up there to being able to dunk.
Absolutely amazing. So going back to you're part Japanese, you speak Japanese, and so you've gotten in through the pro league. Tell us about how that came about.
So I was in Texas. I was going to UTEP, and then I was going to walk on for them, and then I got to know the coaches. They invited me to the scrimmages, and then my transcripts didn't come through, so the coach was saying, wait out, like sit out a year. But I was a junior, and I was going to become a junior, so, and from like a coach's perspective, they would rather pick up like a freshman who could play all 4 years than me coming in maybe junior or my senior year because of the NCAA eligibility. So that's when I thought my basketball career was going to be over. And then randomly, because when I post highlights, I have my phone number and my email. And then I had some random guy call me up talking about like pro in Japan. And I was kind of sketched out about like, it could be fake. But then, yeah, he kind of broke it down to me, sent me like his resumes, because he's FIBA certified, and kind of had like a family meeting. And then I was like, yeah, I might take this opportunity because it's once in a lifetime.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And of course, you being half Japanese, obviously, what was your mom saying about that type of decision you were going to make?
She's the one that played ball, so like if it was basketball, she was with it. But like my dad was kind of iffy about it, like you're in school, like what you should do and stuff. And then I had school too, so I was kind of worried, like what should I do with school, basketball. But then I figured I'm only 21, and I can always go back to school or take classes during the summer. But then basketball at the pro level is like once in a lifetime thing. And so I might as well, take a shot at this while I'm young, because I can't be 30 years old and trying to go back to playing ball, but I could always go back to school.
So talking about the different styles of basketball, the Japanese style of basketball and then what you're used to here on Guam, or the U.S. style of basketball, explain the difference to our viewers of the different styles.
For me, what I noticed the most in Japan was like they're more like they kind of played the game at a more tactical standpoint, where it's like, or versus U.S. where it's like more athleticism, individual, one-on-one. Like I'll take my guy if a guy comes to help, I'll dish. As to Japan, like they kind of make plays to where there's like 3 or 4 options, but it's more of like a team. Like if you're setting a screen, you're setting a screen for your teammate to be open for like the next few plays. It's not like individual where like you're just calling a pick and roll and you looking for the shot. So yeah, at me as a point guard on Guam, I was a scorer more. Like I didn't really look to facilitate. But then there, I had to adjust to where like I'm driving, but I'm also looking for other players, the other 4 players first before I go for my points.
So who's the Michael Jordan of Japanese basketball right now?
Michael Jordan, I would say the guy who was on my original team in Akita. His name is Richard Roby, but then he's the half brother of Kenyon Martin that played on the Nets in the NBA. And then so, yeah, like when I saw him, because he's a 6'6" guard, and then he's 6'6", moving like a point, moving kind of like me. But then he's 30 years old, but he's playing the game at like a mental level where he doesn't have to try hard. He just knows the game, so it just comes smooth to him. So yeah, I think that's the Jordan of Japan.
So, what coach or what teammate pulled you to the side and gave you an idea or a tip that says, "Oh, I've never heard that before"? And what was that?
More than a tip, it was just like that guy I just mentioned. He kind of broke down little aspects of the game that he learned throughout the years. Because I was asking him, how can I gain like his sort of experience in such a short amount of time? Because I don't want to wait till I'm 30 to like learn it. So then he was just breaking down the game, like little nudges, little things that he learned over the course of the years, to where it allows him to get like open looks and such as that.
So, Morgan, moving forward, what is our plans this summer, and how are you gonna approach the next season?
Currently, I'm working out every day from 3 to 5:30 with my high school assistant coach, Stu Schaefer, and then Jordan Tinkson, that graduated JFK in 2012. So yeah, we have like individual workouts, and then we try to focus on something different every single day. So I'm like learning something new instead of just doing the same shooting drills every day. And then I usually get into like the scrimmages, because we have scrimmages on Mondays and Wednesdays at 5:30. But what I try to do is I try to exhaust my body, so by the time the scrimmage comes, I'm gassed out. So it's just like a mental practice for me, especially because we're playing high schoolers and I don't really need to be going hard, or I don't want to get injured. So like, yeah, it's more of like a cardio thing for me after that.
And then what about for the next season?
Next season, so I go back. I'm scheduled to go back on July 18th, and then that's when our preseason starts, and then we have like volunteering and like going to schools and like events such as that. And then I think our season starts early October, and then the season goes up into May, and that's May is when the playoffs start. So yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a step back and see your IQ for Guam basketball and ask you a couple of questions, and we're gonna have you and Willie take a stab at this. Are you ready? All right. So we have some questions. It's a five quick questions. The first one is a free throw question, so it should be the easiest. Who is the reigning high school boys basketball champion?
JFK.
JFK is his answer. The 2-point shot. Name the 2 NBA slam dunk champions who have visited Guam.
J.R. Smith and Gerald Green.
Close. Here's your 3-point question. Name the last 3 GSPN athletes of the year.
3. Joe Bloss, Willie Stinnett, and I'll throw in Sevi in there. Sevi.
Okay, close again. Finally, the 4-point play. There is a 4-point play in this questionnaire. Name the 4 Guam legends that are on the Guam basketball Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Take a stab at it.
I know one Sevi's dad.
Okay.
I'll take EJ Calvo. and yeah, the rest.
All right, no problem. That was fun. That was good stuff. You're actually wrong on most of them, but all right, final question. You're sharing our show today with Willie Stinnett. I want you to give me your view of him as a player and as a person.
As a player and as a person, what I noticed was Willie wasn't a player that really stood out, versus Joe Bloss, who was like a scorer, but he was a player that had a really high IQ level. So I noticed like he didn't have to go at full speed, but like he understood the game better than other players. So like I guess that's what it made like the difference, to where like even when we went to the micro games, in 2014. Yeah, when I noticed him play, like he's not scoring, but he's just a really good all-around player who does who contributes in every aspect of the stat sheet.
Thanks you very much. Morgan Aiken, pro basketball Japanese player from Guam. Thanks for joining us in studio. Good luck next season, and we'll always be there rooting you on and giving you support. And, on behalf of GSPN, congratulations on your pro career. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, none other than Willie Stinnett. Stay right there.
Raranim ngeri kebi beri sirite Willie Stinnett bakiri so chapu ngeri kebi puro bakaterate GSPN.
What a nice hike down to the waterfall on such a beautiful day.
Yeah, the water is so refreshing.
I agree. Water is life.
But did you guys hear about the drought Guam's in?
No, I hadn't heard. What's the deal?
Well, this year we're on the other half of El Nino. Last year we had all the storms. This year we have the drought.
Luckily, Guam has a fast-charging aquifer with plenty of water.
That's true. But we still need to do our part and conserve water. We don't want to waste it.
I keep forgetting to call GWA about the leak on my street.
Dude, you gotta get that fixed.
Right away.
Okay, will do. Small things make a big difference. Do your part, Guam.
Save water by fixing leaks in and around your home or ranch.
And if you have a leak in your village, report it to 646-4211.
Like us on our Facebook page, and for more water-saving tips, log on to guamwaterworks.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for our second segment of today's show. None other than Willie Stinnett, our next pro basketball we're talking. Willie, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Welcome back home.
Yeah, good to be back. Been back about a week, so it's good to be back. Warm weather, just the food, the family. Yeah, it's good to be back.
All right, so New Zealand Basketball League. Tell us about it. All that excitement that came through with you and Joe going out there. Just explain that whole experience playing pro ball for the first time.
Man, New Zealand, the whole culture, like just being part of that whole system, a pro practice, the system, playing against that caliber of players, it's just on a different level, opens your eyes to, it's above, college level. So just the training that goes into it, the game preparation, just the mental aspects about it, like practicing for other teams, going through game tape and just getting prepared. I guess preparation is really the biggest difference. So and just the knowledge of the game just grew, understanding of plays, reads just came a lot quicker. And man, the size, skill, it was an awesome experience and something that I'll remember forever. And hopefully I could teach, the younger kids coming up. So it just will give them a better chance of succeeding in the future.
How much has your international experience, micro games, and most specifically last year leading the team to the gold medal games in the Pacific Games, how much of that international competition helped you prepare for professional basketball?
Just as far as game preparation, it's good, but the thing that really helped me get better was being in that environment for longer than a week or 2 weeks. So when we go for a tournament, we get there and we adjust in like the first 2 or 3 games, and by the time we get used to that kind of style, the speed, the size, we're done with the tournament. We come back home and everything kind of drops back off. But then playing in that that level and pro league in New Zealand, you're stuck. You play at that level for a long amount of time, so just that really helps you get better instead of a week at a time at a national level. Then you come back home and you get to relax. And then playing against Korea, China, Chinese Taipei, that talent, that team. And then after a week, you don't play at that level anymore. So you're not as primed the whole time. So that's the biggest difference is you're in that system, that level of basketball for a longer period of time.
New Zealand, big country. You're there going over there as a rookie player. How was that in a different culture and a different country as big as it was?
Oh, it's tough, man. Like, you see the whole New Zealand national team. You see on TV the ranked 23rd in the world. You see these players on TV, and then you see them in the leagues. You know what I mean? That's who we play against, and it's great competition, and it's a huge country, beautiful country, and I got over there. A GM brought us over there, and the coaching didn't bring us over, so it was tough to break in. Like, there's so much politics in basketball, so that's probably the toughest part. Is you're coming in, you're not from there, so trying to adjust to everybody, get along with everybody, and that's probably the biggest thing. Is when you go somewhere, it's a lot of politics, there's a lot of outside things that really come through in like a professional level that you wouldn't think is there, you know. Yeah.
Did that even give you more drive that you had to prove yourself as a player?
Yeah, every time I step out on the court, I kind of want to prove myself as at least the best at my position. So every time I step on the court, doesn't here in Guam, a tournament in New Zealand, I try to go out there and see who the best player is and try to see if I could be as good, if not better. So stepping on the court, yeah, that's always a goal of mine. So it doesn't matter if it's States, New Zealand, that's always my goal.
You've always been a winner, going all the way back to St. Anthony. You know where I'm taking this, right? St. Anthony, FD, Guam basketball, and then all of a sudden, you guys are just getting crushed over there. 0-11, I believe.
We'll start off like our team. We don't have like the bankroll as everybody else. Like Ty Wesley, shout out to Ty, was on one of the best teams in the league. They ended up winning the championship. So he played down in Wellington. Auckland has money, Southland, they got money. So our team, to start, we didn't have the highest paid players in the league, the big name players that got international competition. So we were starting behind already, and then our import got hurt. We didn't get in a new import, and just a lot of things happened that we should have. We didn't win a game. We should have won some games, which I strongly believe we should have won at least like 5-6 games, and we're competitive. But just the way things unfolded.
How frustrating is that, being a foreigner, being a rookie? You eventually got plugged in and in the starting lineup. But how frustrating is that, especially as critical as a point guard who is considered the quarterback of the team?
Well, I mean, exactly. The point guard is the coach on the court. So, first game of the season, I got there, worked hard. I was there about a month and a half before the season even started. You know, usually imports just come in like a week before the league, and they play. So I didn't even play the first game. I didn't know. My coach didn't tell me anything. It was as a female coach too. So I mean, the communication wasn't there from the start. You know, we didn't tell me I wasn't going to play. I felt like I should have been at least getting like serious minutes. And next game had 14 minutes, 12 points. I think that's more than the starter had like first 4 games. You know what I mean? It was just trying to prove myself from the start, you know, and it was tough, but, you know, it was a great experience. That's all I could take from it, you know. I was happy towards the end of the season with the way things worked out, and I'm just happy that I was able to get some minutes to prove myself in that league.
So where do you go from here? Are you going to go back and play for the Hawks? Are you a free agent? How does this go?
It's really almost like a year-to-year contract. So we'll see next year if it works out. Man, I'll try to jump on like a bigger team, like a bigger name. Like talk to Ty, see where he's going. So try to see if I go to Wellington or Auckland or somewhere like Southland where they have a full-time coach. You know, like it's more money. So we'll see how that works. So.
There might be some openings in the Japanese basketball league.
Hey, we'll see, man. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Yeah.
Someone here can help you speak the language.
Yeah. Well, I got a translator over there, so yeah, if I go over there, at least I don't speak Japanese. But yeah, Morgan can help me out.
Right on. Hey, by the way, I heard you pop the question with Darren.
Yeah. So.
What did she say?
She said yes. Oh. Yeah. So I'm a lucky guy. I just got engaged. So. Try to set that up too for wedding next year in July. So a lot of things coming up for just me with going to Vegas in July in a couple of weeks for the national team for training camp out there. Come back, we got a league, like a short tournament in July. So a lot of things coming up.
So, real quick, with the completion of your rookie season, with all that knowledge and that experience, how much better as a player and as a team captain are you now, as opposed to just several months ago before you went over to New Zealand for Team Guam?
Just made me appreciate the game a lot better. You know, just a relationship with the coach and just having that relationship with the players and being able to at least know how to treat people, you know, better and be more open with the teammates and just understanding basketball a lot better, you know, the way I view the game and preparation and understanding of where we need to go. As far as where we're at now, I think I kind of have a better idea of, I want us to, like, as Team Guam, to break into the world ranking and be, I mean, honestly, I think we should be ranked in the top 70, you know. Hopefully, then, like, before I'm done playing in the 60s, you know, in the world. And I think right now we're like 103, and I don't see why we can't jump all the way up there in world ranking with all the team and with the players that we have on the team now.
So before we let you go, Willie, we have a couple of questions here, and we'll see how good you are as far as Guam basketball history. We gave the same questions to Morgan, and we'll see if you're going to win this contest. Are you ready? All right. So we have a 1-point play, a 2-point play, 3-point play, and a 4-point play. So this is the free throw. This is the easiest one. This is worth 1 point. Who is the reigning high school boys basketball champion?
This year, who won the championship? Dang, not FD. I got that. Yeah, they got like 4th. They lost to St. John's, so that's the team I follow. But this year it was not St. John's, but St. John's made it to. They ended up getting. It was a blowout. The championship game, though. It was.
24-second clock is running out. You have to shoot the ball.
GW.
All right. So here's a 2-point shot. Name the 2 NBA slam dunk champions who have visited Guam.
Spud Webb, that's one, and Gerald Green.
Very good.
Yeah.
Here's your 3-pointer. Name the last 3 GSPN athletes of the year, starting with 2015, 2014, and 2013.
We got John Tuck. The Guam national team got the last one. Okay. Then we had John Tuck. And the other one had to be, I don't know who the other one is.
Okay. Good try. And finally, the 4-point play. This is worth 4 points. Name the 4 Guam legends of the basketball Mount Rushmore.
Oh, that's Chris Fernandez, Sevy's dad, Tony Siswico. There we go. Look up Joey and Titano. Yeah.
Congratulations, that's pretty good. You needed a little help there, huh?
I had to look up, yeah, just to make sure, I didn't fumble that question, yeah.
Thanks for joining us, Willie Stinnett. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to have both Morgan Aiken and Willie Stinnett in studio, Guam's 2 basketball professional players. There's a lot more professionals out there. Kids, I mean, when you were going to St. Anthony, did you even imagine that you're going to be a professional player?
Always a dream, you know what I mean? And luckily I got to be able to live it for, a little bit, short time, and got to see that style, of, that lifestyle. So I'm just blessed and hopefully, teach the kids so more kids could follow their dreams and know that it could be done from coming up from, shout out to Chuk, I was from Chuk, Guam, then made it all the way over there, so.
Yeah, lots of love coming from Chuk for you.
Yeah,
so. Say something to them?
If I was to Abby today, that's just how you guys doing today, a little something. But yeah, my son's down there in Chuk, so all my family's down there, so I still got still got roots back there, so it's still strong. Yeah.
All right, thank you to Willie Stinnett once again and Morgan Aiken on behalf of Robert Balhaja and Patrick Lujan. Thanks for joining us today. Good night. Pink elephants fly over the rainbow on a cloudy day.
I'm trying to because I don't use elephant. I don't use elephant in Japanese. So I'm like, well, how do you say elephant? Oh.
I can't say that in Chukese. Yeah, I can say it in English, but I can't say it in Chukese.
Come on, you have to.
I can't.
He had to do it in Japanese.
I don't know how to.
ピンクのゾウさんがその辺の外で飛んでます。So random.
So say something. There's many hot chickies chicks on a sandy beach on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Say that.
Ame tamang nengiri tuk waro beat na waro rarifin. That's it. Yeah. It means there was a lot of Chuukese girls on the beach on a Sunday.